Hi, my name is Amanda and I'm here to talk about the Master Cleanser. Now, for me, is day 9. I've done a video about my first day, the preparation, gave a little introduction about how it was going to be this time, and I also talk about the other experiences I had with the Master Cleanser. So right now, I just want to talk about how those days went through for me, how it felt, and what my experiences were in the first week of the Master Cleanser. This time I think it was way easier than the first time I've done the Master Cleanser. I felt great every day. I won't lie, the first 3 days were harder. Those are the days that if you survive those 3 days, you're most likely gonna survive at least 10. The first 3 days I had a lot of cravings. Mostly were chocolates and nuts, and I was missing to have dark chocolate, and I was missing to have nuts. So I kind of cheated a little bit. I got a little piece of chocolate and I put it in my mouth and I let it melt. It was a tiny little bite. And then I was okay, at least I felt the flavor. A couple of minutes later, I was like, oh, screw it. Let's just have one bite. So I had I think was on the day 2 and also on the day 3, I kind of had a little thing of chocolate. It was, in general, it was easier than the other times. Day 1 till day 3 in the office, because most weekdays I am in the office, and my coworkers were getting ready for lunch, and you can smell all those delicious foods they bring or they order. It kind of gets tough, but I never allowed myself to feel hungry. So if something was getting into me and it was making me feel like if I was hungry or if I was craving some kind of food, I was just going to get my juice, my lemonade, and I would drink at least 1 glass of it. And then it was going away, it went away. I'm glad that I've done 9 days so far. And, tomorrow it could be my last day, but I want to go longer. At least what I've done before was 14 days. But my goal this time, I know there's a chance that I will stop in 2 weeks, but, in 14 days, but my goal is to go to 21 days. So let's see if it's gonna work. I'm not sure. I'm not promising anything, I'm not saying that I'm that strong. But I'll be very happy about myself if I was, completing 21 days of the Master Cleanser. I've been doing that every 3 months, because when you read the book, The Master Cleanser by Stanley Burroughs, the creator of the Master Cleanser, he says that it's amazing to do that when, every change of seasons. And right now, I live in California, so it's, summertime is coming. I think today is the 22nd. I'm not sure if it already started. Maybe it's tomorrow, I'm not sure. It's a change of seasons, and it was time to get it done again. So the other 2 times I've done it was for 14 days. So it makes sense to do it, every 3 months. It's kind of hard. Honestly, it's kind of hard to do it every 3 months. What I was thinking is maybe if I'm able to do for 21 days, I don't have to do every 3 months. However, it's important to do some kind of detox in between. I can do, the warm water with lemon every morning. So that will help me to go, instead of every 3 months, maybe every 6 months, or maybe once a year if I, do a very long Master Cleanser. I'm still planning on it. I'm still thinking and reviewing it. So yeah, we will see how it works. Talking a little bit about the saltwater flush, that is the hard part. And I caught myself the last couple of days I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. But most of the days I've done it. Today I didn't do it, and I think was on Saturday. Today's Monday. I think was last Saturday. I haven't done it neither, because those 2 days are kind of unusual. Those are the days that I usually sleep a little bit longer, and after that I go to work. I woke up too close to the timing that I had to leave to the office. I didn't do it on those 2 days, not because I didn't have the time to warm up the water and, you know, dilute some salt in it, but because when you drink the saltwater flush, the results are gonna be unexpected. It can be in 15 minutes you feel like, oh, I need to go to the restroom, you know, or it could be in an hour. You're not really sure how many times you're gonna go. And those 2 days were days that if I needed like to go to the bathroom a zap, you know, like as soon as possible, I wasn't sure I was going to have a bathroom, you know, accessible. So I decided not to do it today and on Saturday because of those reasons. I wasn't sure that it was going to be a very wise management of my time. But I think on those 2 days, the laxative tea, it really helped. You know, they were very effective, and I think I did well. But the saltwater flush is getting harder every day. I try to remember how important it is. What I see about the saltwater flush is like this. Let's say your body is your house. You know, a lot of people say that your temple, your house, but let's compare it to a house. And you know, when you go in the garden and you have to clean up the old leaves, it's kind of like if you are, you know, sweeping around everything together so you can, you know, put it in a bin or put it in a bag and put it away, you know, toss it away. I would say the laxative tea kind of works like that. It brings all the impurities, toxins, and chemicals together and dump it in your guts, you know, in your intestines. And the saltwater flush does the rest of the job, you know, kind of puts it in the bag and put it away. And not doing the saltwater flush is like if you're just putting all those old leaves together and not doing anything with it. So if you decide that you don't like the saltwater flush, that you can't stand it, and you know, it's fine, it's not perfect, it's not recommended, but you have to remember, it's like putting the old leaves together to put it away and not tossing it away, you know. That's how I see the importance of the saltwater flush. So if you ask me, I'll say even if it's hard, you know, be strong and go for it. About the lemonade, I think it's easy to do. I enjoy doing it. I think it's kind of fun, you know, to squeeze the lemon. No, I don't do 1 glass at a time. I do a big jug of 2 liters or 64 ounces, about 64 ounces. When I feel that by squeezing so many lemons at one time, you can feel the lemon juice in your hand, and it's not at least for me, it doesn't feel good. So I'm always like washing my hands. But that's the only part that is not fun about doing your own lemonade. I think it's really fun, you know, like I like to lick the maple syrup out of the measuring cup. It's quick, it doesn't take long. I would say to do a big jar of lemonade, I probably take, I don't want to lie, say 5 minutes, but it will be between 5 and 10 minutes, not 10 minutes if I'm on the phone or being very, you know, lazy. I think it's fun to do it. I do it in the morning. I don't add the cayenne pepper because it was recommended that if you do a big jug to take to take to work or take it with you to go, if you add the cayenne pepper in advance, it will lose the, you know, properties of the red pepper. So I do the lemon juice, the water, the maple syrup, and then once I pouring some in a glass for me to drink, then I, you know, kind of put the red pepper. I'm not a big fan of spicy food. I'm not a big fan of things that are like burning in my mouth, so I don't put it much. I think I kind of use a little bit less than recommended, but you know, that's otherwise it will be very, very difficult for me to do the master cleanse. So yeah, like the lemonade is easy, it's quick, it tastes really good, it's kind of sweet. And when I'm not in the mood of like having a lot of sweet, I just put a little bit less of the maple syrup, which is great because those days that I use less maple syrup, I'm you know, consuming less calories, so you kind of lose more weight on that day. But you still need the maple syrup. Don't less it like in half of what you're supposed to take, because that's where you're taking your energy, your minerals, vitamins, and many other things that you need for your health. It's just like, instead of maybe, I don't know if it's 1 cup, I just use like 3/4 of a cup, and you know, it's just a slight difference. But in general, it tastes really, really good, and I like it very much. Before I go, I want to talk about the benefits and you know, the pros and cons of the master cleansing on those days between day 1 and day 9. I could feel the results or the benefits and the consequences of the master cleanse. Let's say the cons first. You know, I don't know if you can tell, but I got a lot of breakouts here and here. I'm trying to cover it with makeup. I don't like to use makeup in general, but I had to because it was looking ugly. And another thing that I notice is my skin, not only on my face but everywhere, is way dry. I don't know if it's because of the master cleanse or if it's because, you know, summer is coming and California is very dry right now. But gee Louise, my skin is like, I use coconut oil and almond oil on my skin, and it's not, you know, doing much lately in specific areas like my lower legs. And I don't know if you can tell, here is very dry on the last couple of days, and my skin is just, my face is just a big mess lately. But and then if I have to list more cons, will be the cravings, which were the worst was day 1, 2, and 3. Another con is that it's, you know, sometimes it's hard to manage having this kind of cleanse in your routine. Many times you have to take the lemonade with you. Sometimes you don't have enough time to do the saltwater flush, like I said before. No, or sometimes you're gonna spend too much time out of the house and you're, you know, being very active, so you need more lemonade than usual. And there was one day that I finished the 2-liter jar of lemonade around 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was not supposed to go home before 9:30. And oh boy, I got so hungry because the way I manage, I said I don't allow myself to feel hungry, so it's easier to go along with the master cleanse like that when you don't feel hungry. So let's say on that day I was so active and going between meetings and calls and talking to our you know, business partners, and my mind was everywhere, and I was taking care of so many projects at the same time and going in and out of the office. I could tell I needed more calories, I needed more, you know, food, and 2 liters is a lot. And usually I'm fine with just 2 liters, but that day, oh boy, I was hungry at the end of the day. I usually take the lemonade every hour, about every hour. That day, I suffered, and I came home with a little bit of a headache, but you know, it makes sense. But yeah, if I can say, like, if I list again what the cons are, the cravings, just on the first couple of days. The dry skin, that's the worst for me. The breakouts, and the management of the diet. Sometimes it's not easy at all. But now talking about the benefits, you know, the pros of the master cleanse, and between day 1 and today, which is day 9, first of all, you wake up every day leaner. I know I'm not doing that to lose weight, even though I need to lose weight. That's not my main purpose. You know, I know it's gonna happen as a consequence. Another thing that I notice is, you know, I'm not skinny, I'm not lean. I have some, like, you know, fat in my body. since I started the Master Cleanse, the fat kind of looks, how can I describe it? Like it's kind of loosening it up, you know, and feels more, I don't know if I'll say liquid or it just feels different, you know. It's not as, you know, consistent as usually is. And I think that's because that's, you know, I'm using a lot of it to burn calories. So it's a good thing. You see you leaning a lot and in a very fast way. Another benefit or another pro that I can tell you guys is my mind is so sharp. Like my mind is working, you know, 100 miles an hour every time. Like I pay attention on everything. I'm always good with numbers. I answer quickly, and it's easier to wake up. I'm usually like such a zombie in the morning. Lately, I just wake up with a lot of energy, which is weird because, you know, I supposedly, you know, I'm not taking any food, so I was supposedly, maybe I should have more, I should be more lethargic, but that's not what has been happening. I have a lot of energy and my mind is clear and is like fast, which is good because, you know, a lot has happening in my work, so I have, you know, I can see the benefits of it. My mood, it's way better. I'm talking about my usual mood and mindset, and I have to say, I'm not only like I'm just feeling okay or I'm feeling happy. After I started the Master Cleanse, I'm always like, oh, look at the birds, oh, look at the cute dog, and I'm happy and I make jokes and I get to the office and I say good morning to everybody and I talk to everybody. I feel much more alive, which is honestly, it's wonderful to feel this way. And another thing I would say is that I kind of feel a lot, it's funny to say that, but I feel like inner peace. You know, I feel very happy about myself, about my life. Nothing bothers me. Lately, if somebody cut me or if you want somebody, you know, somebody just show a finger or something, I'm just like, dude, relax, just move on, you know. And I, you know, listen to my music and I sing, I dance and sing in the shower, which is like funny, but yeah, I feel great lately, and I can tell after the Master Cleanse, especially after the Master Cleanse, it's like I'm blossoming, and I think I'm not only think, I'm sure it's a lot of as a consequence of doing the Master Cleanse right now, and that motivates me to do it for a little bit longer. So that's it. Those were, you know, that's the video about my Master Cleanse between day 1 and day 9. I didn't see the need to do a video every day because, you know, most of the days is basically the same. I could have broken into maybe like every 3 or 4 days to do a video, but, you know, I wish I could, but you know, I have a lot happening right now. I'll see you guys again maybe in about a week, and then that will be day 15, day 16, about that, and then I'll tell you if I'm strong enough to go for day 21. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, you can write down below on the comments. Please subscribe because I'm gonna keep up with you know, my testimonials about the Master Cleanser even after I'm done. So please subscribe, and you know, if you're going on the same journey, I can help you out, you can help me out, and I'll be more than glad to answer questions and read your comments about what you think about it. Okay, all right, have a great week, and I see you in about a week. Bye bye.